Welcome to the Time Is Always Now podcast. This is Terence Young. I'm your host, a podcast that is dedicated to helping people get past their excuses, helping people get past the fact that they say they don't have enough time to do something, they don't have enough resources to do something, they don't have enough friends, they don't have enough of anything. Just helping people say, you know what, I don't care what the circumstances are, I'm going to get past it anyway. I'm not going to be waiting for someday or one day because I know those days never come. I know it. So I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to move forward right now to change my life for the better. That is what this podcast is all about, and I appreciate you joining me. If you want to help out in the cause, you can always donate by going to my website. It's terenceyoungnow.com. You can donate to the cause and help me and allow me to continue to do what I do in bringing these lessons to, and these teachings and these thoughts to as many people as I possibly can. So thank you in advance for being a part of my journey and this mission. So today on the podcast, I had an amazing weekend so far. A couple of things I want to share with you is it was a big weekend for the running community, as some of you may know. If you don't know, the Olympic marathon trials were this weekend, and there was a great race in Atlanta. And so it's very interesting because the weather this weekend was difficult for them, and the weather was, and also the terrain of the course. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about overcoming adversity and how we can do that by being disciplined and being committed and being consistent by everything you do. By being disciplined and being consistent. So I'm going to share something with you. I went out for my run on Saturday morning. 6 miles, easy. Wasn't expecting too much out of it, but the weather was a little bit rough. Nice gusty winds coming at me, probably in the 40s. So that's cold for Florida. So it was a little cold, and I was working it out. But I was fighting through those gusty winds going forward. And I kept saying, I got to be focused. I got to be disciplined, stay on task, stay on target for my pace that I want to run. I took some advice from one of my running friends, and she told me about running fast. So just go out and say, you know what, you're just going to run a faster pace all the time to pick up, to build that endurance level and get faster and faster so I can reach what I want to do, which is to get to that Boston qualifying level. So I'm going out and I'm saying I'm running 8:15 or nothing slower than that. But the wind was blowing against me for the first 3 miles, but I had to stay focused. I had to stay disciplined. I had to be consistent. One foot in front of the other, keep going and keep going. And then when I turned around, well, the nice part about it was the wind was behind my back, which helped out on the way back. But I actually enjoyed the way back a lot more than the way out for those 6 miles. But I stayed focused. I stayed consistent. I stayed disciplined on what I needed to accomplish. And I say that to say this. The Marathon Olympic trials were on Saturday as well, 12 o'clock in Atlanta. Now, it's interesting. The weather in Atlanta was a lot like the weather in Florida. It was very cold, gusty winds about 20 miles per hour, and the actual terrain of the Olympic marathon trials, the marathon, was extremely difficult. I watched it on TV, and they said this was the toughest Olympic marathon they've ever had in the United States. This is the hardest course that they've ever had. In Atlanta, totally hills up and down the entire way. It was really, really tough. And a lot of the competitors didn't make it. A lot of the people in it did not finish this race. And it was tough. It was very, very tough. And shout out to my friend Ashley for doing it this weekend. Congrats to you for how you placed in the race. You did an amazing job. And when I say that about everyone is all of the competitors had to be extremely focused, extremely disciplined, extremely consistent in their training to be able to get to that level where they would even be in that race, and especially fighting the circumstances of what was the terrain of the race, the weather of the race, the winds of the race. You have to stay focused. You have to stay disciplined. You have to stay consistent to get to the finish line. And when I say the finish line, here's the interesting point. The finish line doesn't have to be a marathon. It doesn't have to be a 5K or a 10K. It doesn't have to be a 15K or a half marathon. It doesn't have to be a race at all. to get to the finish line, I want to ask you this question. What's the finish line that you're working towards? What's the finish line for you? No, not a race. In your life. In your life, what's the finish line? What are you looking to accomplish? And the question is this: are you disciplined? And are you consistent? In order to achieve anything in your life, anything, if you want to reach the pinnacle of success, if you want to be the best person that you can be, if you want to be the greatest at anything, you have to be disciplined and you have to be consistent. You have to be. And the beautiful thing is, discipline is simply consistency in action. I want to say that one again. Discipline is simply consistency in action. That's right. I shared this on one of my videos on Tuesday, I believe. You have to be consistently disciplined to achieve success. Now, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be a runner. If you want to be one of the top marathon runners in the world, or whatever the case may be, 5K, 100-meter dash, I don't care what you run. I guarantee you, any one of those individuals, male, female, whatever it is, they have to be consistently disciplined in their training. Consistently disciplined. Every single day. Every single hour. You know, it's funny. They talk about LeBron James is one of the examples people use. Even some of his contemporaries will say, when I met LeBron, I didn't realize how much time, how much money he spent on his body. He was always focused on keeping his body in shape, and still is to this day, right? And that's why he's able to do what he's doing in year 17 in the NBA, because he takes care of his body. He's consistently disciplined. So the question I ask you, in whatever endeavor it is you want to achieve, are you consistently disciplined? Are you? Let's give an example. New Year, people always come around, they want to start a new diet. If you want to start a new diet, and you start that new diet, the key is this. Most people will start a new diet and it'll be some fad diet where you'll do it for, I don't know, it's some weird thing you do for 2 weeks, and then you go right back to eating the same way you were before. Is that really going to help you? Well, no, of course it's not. You have to change your lifestyle. And when you change your lifestyle, really, what are you doing? You're being consistently disciplined. You're not just doing it for 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever the case may be. So when you hear these stories about, oh, I got the best new diet, you do it for 6 weeks and then you stop. Well, what are you going to do after you stop? You're going to go right back to doing what you were before? How about you change your lifestyle? How about you change what you do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on an hourly basis? Become consistently disciplined. Yeah. What if we're talking about your business and you want to grow that business? You want to grow it into something larger. You want to serve more people. You want to serve more humanity. Same thing. You have to be consistently disciplined, starting with the most minute details of your business, whatever they are. If it's staying inside your office and stopping the distractions from coming your way, right? Because we all deal with distractions, don't we? Yeah, there's a great quote that I heard before. It says, a lion doesn't react when a small dog barks. Yeah? A lion doesn't react when a small dog barks because it's of no concern to the lion. It can do him no harm. So it lets the distraction go away. It doesn't even bother him. How many small dogs are you letting bother you? How many distractions are you letting get in your way that are stopping you from focusing and being consistently disciplined on what you want to achieve? Stay focused. You're working in your business, stay focused. Don't let the distractions get you. Stay focused on the things that you need to do to grow that business. The connections you need to make to grow that business. The calls you need to make to grow that business. The emails you need to send to grow that business. Right? Whatever it is for you. The books you got to mail out to grow that business. Whatever it is, stay consistently disciplined. There's a great quote that I share all the time. It's remember to keep the main thing the main thing. You ever heard that before? Well, that's a good one. Remember to keep the main thing the main thing. How many times do you have a main thing and then you forget what the main thing is because you're too busy worried about the distractions, the small dogs chapping away, barking. Keep the main thing the main thing. Stay consistently disciplined at all times. Right? When I was training for my first marathon, New York City, 2003. I remember I hadn't even run a marathon before, and I remember going out and training with this group out on Davis Island called the Blue Sharks, and it was so exciting because every single Saturday I would get out there and I would run, and I would get all focused on what that Saturday run was, and I had my training plan in front of me. I was consistently disciplined, right? I was consistently disciplined the entire time for that training. And it was beautiful to see that kind of focus, to see that kind of drive, right? That's what we got to have. That's what we got to have in every aspect of our lives. So the question is, for you, what is it for you? What do you need to be consistently disciplined in? Or maybe a better question is, what are you letting distract you from keeping the main thing the main thing? Stay consistently disciplined. And if you do that, it'll change your life. It really, really will. If you can focus, if you can stay consistently disciplined, you will reach your goal. You will attain what you want to attain. You will continue to get better. You will continue to grow. You will continue to get the answers that you need if you stay consistently disciplined at all times. The challenge is that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I struggle with it myself too. But what I'm saying is when you can understand that you are being distracted, and the key is how quickly can you get yourself back on task? How quickly can you get back to the main thing? How quickly can you get back to being consistently disciplined? Yes. How quickly can you do that? Yeah. I'll be the first to tell you I love chocolate. I do. Sometimes I'll just have me a chocolate chip cookie. I love Krispy Kreme donuts. Sometimes I'm going to have me a donut. But how quickly can I get back into being focused on my diet? Because my diet is important to the goals that I want to achieve. Qualifying for the Boston Marathon. Right? That's a goal that I want to achieve. That's one of my main things. Right? How quickly can you get back to the main thing? Stop the distractions. Be consistently disciplined in everything that you do. If you do that, then you will be able to say unequivocally, I own the now, and I have won. Thank you again for allowing me to share this with you today. Remember, share the podcast, share it with your friends, push this message out. I want everyone needs to hear messages like this on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. I want to make sure that everyone is able to get these messages and hear what I have to say, because it's going to change their lives. It's changing my life. It can change their lives too. And I want to share it as much as I can. So feel free to do that and share this message. This is TY. Remember, the time is always now.